We're getting pretty close to the release of Mortal Kombat 1, and most of the roster has already been revealed. Just several more places holders are yet to be confirmed. Unfortunately, I can't play the game because I do not have a PS5 or Xbox Series. The reason why I'm not getting the game on Switch is because there's a game that is not on Switch, nor is it on last-gen systems. The latest Need for Speed game, which came out on December of last year. So if I ever get my hands on one of these, I can finally get a copy of this game and Mortal Kombat 1. Although I won't be able to play the game at launch, I can just go ahead and review the base roster first. But before we start, I want to let you guys know that I already made a video on my thoughts about the Kombat pack. Link is in the pinned comment. Let's start with Johnny Cage.
I'm not betting Cento on this fight.
Lee, may I have this fight?
Oh, that was criminal, Earthrealmer.
Yeah, Johnny Cage just being Johnny Cage. If I ever make a top 20 coolest characters in the Mortal Kombat trilogy, he could easily be in the top 10 somewhere. Something I should go over is his fatality. Some people dislike it, calling it a rip-off of Cassie's selfie fatality from MKX. In my opinion, I quite like it, because slamming his opponent's face into a Hollywood star plaque was a nice touch, and it fits his character very well. Now let's go over Kenshi. I was really excited to see him making an appearance in the gameplay reveal trailer. As soon as I heard the word Cento and Family Blade, I knew right away that it was Kenshi. So yeah, I am really happy that he's playable. Hopefully he will finally have his own chapter in the story mode, unlike in MKX where he doesn't. Kung Lao, a Shaolin monk. Netherrealm Studios really did him dirty in the previous timeline. He went from a strong competitor in Outworld's tournament to being a complete jobber. Not to mention, he got his neck snapped, not once, but twice. I have a good feeling that he might redeem himself in Liu Kang's new era. Speaking of which, Fire God Liu Kang. He looks more badass than ever. Sorry to say, but I don't really have much to say about a lot of these fighters. Let's just say that Liu Kang will play an awesome role in the game. Lord Raiden. Except that he is merely Raiden now. The roles of Liu and Raiden have now been switched. I am now curious if the two will have a conflict with each other, just like the previous timeline. Here's someone that I am shocked to see. Garrus. He is my favorite character that debuted in MK11. I ranked him number 6 on my top 10 coolest post-midway characters. He's a guardian of the hourglass. I wonder if anyone discovers the hourglass, and people might turn on Liu Kang and want to create their own era. Baraka. He is one of many victims of this new disease called Taka disease, which turns him into a savage creature. General Shell. Yes, he is no longer Shao Kahn. He's just a general. What I don't like about him are his horns. At first I got confused. I thought it was Matero. It would have been so hilarious if they brought back the two-leg version of Matero from Armageddon. Smoke. Another character who was done dirty from the previous timeline.
I will not be turned.
Oh no! Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Well, it looks like he will potentially be done justice after all. Of course it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat without Scorpion or Sub-Zero. Here's something I got confused at first. So here's how it goes. In the past 2 timelines, Scorpion is Hanzo, Sub-Zero is Bihan, and Tundra is Kuai Liang. But in the new timeline, Scorpion is no longer Hanzo. I swear to the Elder Gods, Hanzo could never catch a break. Unless if Takeda is Hanzo. Anywho, Sub-Zero stays the same. So I don't know who could Tundra be, unless if there isn't a Tundra. Another thing I should add is the Lin Kuei's costumes look simple, but slick. I like them. Also, a scorpion tattoo on his arm is a nice detail. Next up is Rain, who is now Water Sorcerer. As much as I love most of these designs in this roster so far, if I had to pick my favorite Rain design, it would probably be his costume from MK9. Then we have Reptile. He and Baraka were two of the biggest jobbers in Mortal Kombat history. Will they serve a big role in the story? Will they have more screen time than ever? Probably not, but it's good to see them make a comeback as well. In this version, not only is he a cool, edgy looking ninja, he can also shapeshift into this lizard monster. Kinda looks similar to the 2021 live-action movie. Can't wait to see him in this story mode and how he fights Havoc, a cleric of chaos.
Monks must prepare you for war. You will accept chaos by choice.
Oh, there he is.
Well, I won't let you fulfill.
I was genuinely shocked to see Havoc return to the franchise. We even got what appears to be an arena that takes place in Chaos Realm. Gray sky, spooky trees, green fire. It's actually a corrupted version of the Living Forest, but calling it a part of Chaos Realm is a good guess though. Seems kinda unlikely that we'll have Hotaru and Slash or a stage from Order Realm. Oh well. Ashra, a demon from the Netherrealm, who has turned good. Her face kinda reminds me of Devorar. You know, this roster gives me a lot of MK Deception vibes. Kenshi, Havoc, Ashra, and up next, Li Mei. Her moveset and fatality was instantly loved by the fans, and it's easy to see why. From what I've seen, Li Mei seems like a very fun character to play as. Next, Outworlds, Princess Kitana, Empress Symbol, and Melina, who is heir to the throne. Sadly, Melina has been infected with this Tarkat disease, leaving her face partially disfigured, and she'll end up having to wear a mask. I have a question about Syndel. Is Syndel good? Or is she evil again? Just like MK11, we can only find out. And we have Tanya, guardian of Outworld's royal family. I'm not really the biggest fan of her design. Now don't get it twisted, the costume itself looks fine. It's just the hair. It'll take some time to get used to it. Lastly, Shang Tsung, the pre-order bonus. In MK11 Aftermath, Liu Kang disintegrated him into sand. So Shang will never existed in Liu Kang's new era, or so it seems. Because in the MK1 reveal trailer, Shang Tsung has returned. But how exactly? Maybe it's because that's who Lee referred Shang as one constant.
That even in this new era, one constant remains.
He's just someone that Liu can't get rid of, or perhaps it's because Liu Kang doesn't want to make things too easy. He likes to have a bit of a challenge. Either way, I'm sure he'll make a great addition to the roster. There were also footage of two other fighters being revealed, those being Reiko and Chronica, so it looks like there's only one position left. Let me know who you would like to see in the comments below. Now let's discuss the Kameo fighters. Let's see. So we have Goro, Kung Lao, Sonya Kano and Jax. It's certainly for the best that they get left out of the playable roster, giving some room for the 3D era combatants, and other fighters who weren't playable since MKX. Then we have Striker, Matero, Serena Darius and Shujinko. All three of them weren't playable since Armageddon, so it's cool to see them return. Next we got Frost, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. Scorpion's Kameo fatality is his MK2 fatality, where he breathes fire on his opponent and his opponent explodes. This is easily the best version. After 30 years we finally got this version. That's definitely a win right there. Cyrax and Sector aren't playable, but at least we got them as Kameo fighters. So how well does this roster hold up? Is it better than MK11? I would say it is miles better than MK11's roster. 1. Mortal Kombat 1 has two different rosters. At launch there's 24 playable fighters and 16 Kameo fighters, so that's 384 combinations to choose from. That's quite a lot. If you add the Combat Pack, which is 6 playables and 5 cameos, that's 630. Holy crap. I would be here all day trying out all of these combinations. 2. Netherrealm moves Sonya, Jax and Kano aside. I'm sure fans of these characters were pretty disappointed to hear they're only cameos. As a fan of them myself, I'm actually good with this decision. Just think about it. They have been playable for 5 games in a row. It's about time to make some room for those who never have been in a Netherrealm game before. Ashra, Li Mei, and freaking Havoc. 3. The roster doesn't have any Revenants. The Revenants sounded cool at first. They are basically good guys who turned evil. and also turned out to be jobbers. However, let's give thanks to Revenant Liu Kang. After stealing his past self's soul, he lets his arrogance get into his head and takes his arrogance out on Raiden. After his defeat, this happens.
I would rather save you.
And thus, Fire God Liu Kang was born. One chapter later, and one aftermath later, the timeline has officially been changed. If it wasn't for Revenant Liu Kang, Mortal Kombat 1 would never be possible. For, Rain is not a DLC character anymore. If I had $1 for every time Rain was DLC, I would have $2. That's not a lot of money, but it's pretty strange that it happened twice. Etanya and Sindel all have one thing in common. They were NPCs in MKX. They were all downloadable at some point, and now, they're all confirmed to be in the MK1 roster. Maybe I'm not picking at this point, but you get the idea. To finish off this video, I want to say that I absolutely love this roster. As soon as I get the chance to play for the first time, it will begin. Thanks for watching. Let me know your opinions about this roster in the comments below. Like, subscribe and follow me on these social media platforms.